Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is November the 26th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, today was a day. But we're hanging in. I would say I'm better now that I'm at home, yapping to y'all, my friends, fellow newsies and whatnot. But yeah, no, today just kind of kicked my butt. It was one of those days where we're just really like just to the wall with it, and it's been really really busy. Yet again, I filled up the crusher, and I was like, okay, cool, all right, another day, and I'm just kind of chilling again. And one of the guys in maintenance, I was like actually chilling outside, and he comes up and he kind of gives me the work tee, and it's about me. So I immediately put my phone down because I'm like, oh, what? And so essentially what happened was the like our big boss for our warehouse came to the back, like I guess at some point today or yesterday, whatever. And not probably it probably would have had to have been today. So and was saying, hey, I heard that someone was in the back here who wasn't supposed to be here on their phone, just chilling, like in peak. What's going on? And essentially, what was told to me was, well, no one that really wasn't supposed to be here. Like Isaiah came in the back here, and he was back here, but at the end of the day, he doesn't come back here unless he's, filled up the crusher. Like, he's busting his butt. He usually fills it up like 5 hours in. And that was a very bittersweet moment for me because that means two things. One, there's probably someone out there who, because like the way that the maintenance area is set up, if you're on like equipment, you're going through racks and stuff, and you can like raise your thing, and so you can look around and see what's going on. And maintenance is just kind of like this fenced off like pit area almost, you could say. And you see what's going on there. If someone's just chilling there, because this thing, especially with maintenance, they have downtime. They'll be sitting there either on the computer or doing email stuff or just hanging out. Hey, sometimes, they little oldies, they gonna chill. They gonna take a little nappy poo, honk shoot me. But, no big deal. I will go back there when I have filled up my, my trash compactor, and it's like, all right, there's nothing else for me to do. I'm not gonna, force myself out for the day. No, especially when it's peak and you get bonus incentives for staying and showing up on time, all that stuff. So like, nah, I'm gonna be hanging out. So crazy that potentially someone, tried to drop a dime on me. That is something I've talked about in episodes from how that's obviously, it's a pet peeve. It like makes me feel like I'm in the wire or something. I gotta be like Stringer Bell or some shit. It's so unnecessary when it's like, we're coworkers. Like that's just, it's weird mentality to see your coworker doing something and being like, that makes me so mad because I can't do it. It's not fair. When it's like you don't even know the context. So anyway, that bummed me out, and I was immediately on my haunches about that shit. Not to mention, I was just stressed out from this day being so crazy. But the sweet part of it was if how it was narrated to me, it means that the guys in maintenance stuck up for me. And they're like, hey, at the end of the day, he wouldn't be back here if there was nothing for him to do, because at the end of the day, I don't like playing busy. And I mean, most people don't like doing that. So, it was definitely just one of those moments that really just put me off, and I was really upset. And, just the day wasn't going my way. I just had this icky vibe all day, and I've been really trying to work on that, y'all. I really am, because like I catch myself in these moments. Even before that conversation, I was feeling like this, and I'm like, Isaiah, it's not too late. It's not too late. You can flip this. Like, it doesn't have to be a bad day. And I'm like, I know that's true, but I just can't. Like, and it's always that. It just feels so bad. But I will say, we try to do our best and we stick to our routines and our methods, right? So, of course, I get my ass to the gym, and it was kind of nice. I got to have like more of a conversation with one of my friends that I've hung out with outside of the gym previously, but like now that I'm at the gym every single day, I see them. So that was kind of nice to like, at least for like 5 minutes or so, actually work out with someone. That was like almost weird, but like it was nice because it was just a friend and you got to catch up and like and this is the gym rat in me, right? Like I'm upset because I didn't push it as hard as I wanted to in those moments for that session on the Stairmaster, but I'm happy that I got a chance to actually have a workout with a fellow human being that is a person that was my friend. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. This is so weird. I'm so weird. But that was a nice moment. Obviously, I ran into another. Actually, I ran into a couple of coworkers. That was always cool. So got the fist bumps, got the daps up. So overall today, if I count it down, and I'm like, yeah, it was bad up top. There were some bad elements for sure. But this is the busiest week of our year, pretty much. And I just have to really get through tomorrow. Cause yeah, I'm gonna work Friday, but like Friday is just it's gonna feel like a busy day, and that's about it. I think. I hope that people are gonna chill out. I hope that I guess I'll just be more attentive and aware, and everything will be cool, and I can just get through this. But I'm excited for Thursday. Knock on wood, everything works out, and I get to see my family, friends, and do all that, and I get to report to y'all about all the yummy food the next day. I'm excited. Like I want to get to that moment and almost feel like a soft reset. I think I really do. So I know I'm going long here. Hell, this might be a long episode. That just, it is what it is. Tis the season. It's the season for yapping. It always is. All right, let's go ahead and do our startup, and we'll get into some news. Actually, how about that? Oh, actually, I got to do food corner real quick. I know I suck sometimes. It was the Mexican beef and rice bowl that I make. Very yummy, yum 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 yum, with some tortilla chips and skillet tortillas. Put them in the pan. So yeah, it was good. It was yummy. I enjoyed it. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup. Yeah. Yeah, see? Oh, and sick watch, it comes in the night, maybe you can hear the congestion. I was so annoyed. Like, I went through a little coughing spell, and I was like, oh, it's back again. Like, I think I should be good. I mean, I am good. I think, like, overall throughout the day it was pretty solid, but so it goes. Colds are just my Achilles heel. They're my kryptonite. All right. Starting off with some breaking news from Reuters. Israel, Hezbollah agreed a ceasefire brokered by U.S. and France to take effect Wednesday. So this is a situation where I'm very happy to be wrong. I wasn't sure if any kind of actual ceasefire deal was on the table, was actually being considered, wasn't going to be like last second altered, changed, denied, whatever. So it's good that this actually is going to take into effect, and we can kind of see where we go from here, at least on the front between Israel and Lebanon. But let's get in. A ceasefire between Israel and Iran-backed and Iran sorry, I hate this. And then you don't even have to say this. You're just doing this for the fucking spin. Oh, we gotta let you know this is Iran-backed. A ceasefire between Israel and Iran-backed group Hezbollah will take effect on Wednesday after both sides accepted an agreement brokered by the United States and France. U.S. President Joe Biden said on Tuesday. Yo, this might be Joe Biden's last big act before it's over, before it's fully over. I'm hearing him get wistful about his last holiday season. It's like, bro, no, okay, dude, whatever. Like, you're a loser. Like, I'm so over this shit, bro. Just pardon the turkeys and let's move on, dude. Just shuffle on out of here. Anyway, the accord cleared the way for an end to a conflict across the Israeli-Lebanese border that has killed thousands of people since it was ignited by the Gaza war last year. Also, this isn't a random aside, but I noticed that we are finally getting to the point, kind of like with like Twitter and X, and they're now just saying X and less X, formerly known as Twitter. It still is a thing, but we're doing less of the like pulling you back to October 7th and reminding you that there was this big, terrorist attack, because at this point it's like, yeah, dude, we know, like we're now into we're past a new October, another October now, and it's like this shit is still ongoing. So like it, don't get me wrong, it still does get mentioned. It's just I've noticed it's been a little bit less. Y'all know I like to talk about how these articles are kind of set up. It's just, it's something that always intrigues me one way or another, or makes me upset one way or another. So, I can't help but comment on it. Biden, who made remarks at the White House shortly after Israel's security cabinet approved the agreement in a 10-1 vote, said he had spoken with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Lebanon's caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati. Fighting would end at 4 a.m. local time, he said. So, let's see. Let's just read from here. Israel will gradually withdraw its forces over 60 days as Lebanon's army takes control of territory near its border with Israel to ensure that Hezbollah does not rebuild its infrastructure there, Biden said. Civilians on both sides will soon be able to return or to safely return to their communities. There's more, accolades from like not Benjamin Macron, Emmanuel Macron. Boo, though I don't like him. Y'all know that. So I mean, yeah, cool. He supports it. I know an important part of this agreement is that Lebanese forces will then occupy the southern Lebanon area, and Hezbollah has agreed to be like, yeah, we aren't going to be in that area. We're not going to fire rockets into northern Israel, which was a big stipulation and reason why Israel was saying it was making their push there and saying that they even needed to potentially occupy that. That was a conversation on the table that was being entertained. So it's good that we've walked back this. I mean, we'll see what comes of this, and if it stays that way. I know that, from Israel's side, they're saying, hey, if Hezbollah violates any of this, we will respond in kind. We will immediately be back in that shit. So, I mean, we will see how that goes. Also, something that concerns me is, well, now that you don't have Hezbollah firing from, from the southern part of Lebanon, now you can just kind of fully focus on Gaza and in that situation. And that's something that just worries me, because that means that you're just going to ratchet and focus up the violence in just that area. But I still have to say, wait, like at the end of the day, it's good that, at least this front is hopefully going to be closed, and that's a good thing. And hopefully, we get to a point where we're actually talking more about winding this shit down. But, it's just hard for me to be optimistic, with all the coverage that we do week in, week out with this shit, and I know with Netanyahu, he says, yes, we're going to focus on Hamas. We're going to focus more on Iran and that. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what comes of this, but I know this was very important breaking news, and I wanted to, at least highlight it. And, yeah, like I said, we'll see where we go from there. We're going to move along, though. I know I didn't get all of that, but I feel like I got enough. We're going to move to The Guardian. Macy says single employee was responsible for hiding up to $154 million in expenses. So this to me feels like a grift. It feels like someone almost got away with it or something. Maybe, I don't know. But it's also almost being said or alleged that it's like maybe this was like an accident. But like the way that it's worded in almost every telling I've heard so far, it doesn't seem like this is an accident. It seems like this former employee, as it's mentioned in this article, and I've heard other places, that, well, let's just read it. Macy's revealed on Monday that a single employee was responsible for hiding up to $154 million in expenses over the course of nearly 3 years, prompting the company to delay the release of its quarterly earnings report. The U.S.'s largest department store chain, which owns other brands such as Bloomingdale's and Blue Mercury. Please tell me if you've ever heard of a Blue Mercury, because I hadn't heard of it until I looked up this article. Maybe, is that like something across the pond? I should actually know it. Fuck it. We're going to take the time. I'm going to look up Blue Mercury right now. Blue Mercury. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, is that like a cosmetics thing? Okay. All right. I'm not getting anything. Is there a wiki maybe? There's a site. It's just like, okay, it's just skincare stuff. But they got stores. Huh. Maybe I hit the store. We don't have time for that. Anyway, good to know. We're learning a little bit there. Little nuggets of information. I just had no idea what Blue Mercury was, and I was like, maybe I could just Google it real quick. And it's makeup and then some. It's like a Bed Bath and Beyond over there to me. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, found so many internal accounting irregularities that they were forced to conduct an independent forensic accounting investigation. Their full quarterly report, earnings report, originally planned for release on Tuesday, will not roll out until December 11th. And something that hadn't crossed my mind, I was listening to this on ABC Start Here, like, he's like, well, I'm sure you would think that like someone would have checked this, right? And it's like, well, we'll have you know, there was a whole audit that like happens internally and they missed this. And I was like, well, damn, I didn't think about that. Like, that's crazy. How does that work? And of course, they go into it, kind of explain why that happened potentially, where it's like, we're talking small package deliveries, and it's through these expenses that the money was like getting I guess you could say funneled. I feel like that's the word you can use, or misplaced. I don't know what the proper word is. Yeah, put some quotations around. I don't know. But an independent investigation found the individual with responsibility for small package delivery expense accounting intentionally made erroneous accounting accrual entries between the fourth quarter of 2021 and the fiscal quarter, which ended on November 2nd, 2024. The entries reported hid between roughly $132 million dollars to $154 million dollars of expenses during the time period in which Macy's had $4.36 billion dollars of delivery expenses. Also, it was noted in the ABC Start Here shit that yeah, like the number, like when you hear a million as like a guy like me or you, whatever, you think, God, it's a lot of fucking money. How do you miss that? But like when you're a $1 billion company, like you're just not as coherent about those kind of things. You just kind of take it almost as breakage. But then I also had the thought of someone who's been in retail and like malls and shit. You know that Macy's is not doing the greatest right now. And sure as shit, it's just not. They're on the decline. Also, after this came out that they're going to miss the earnings report, that there was this kind of error, I think their stocks went down like 3%, something like that, at least a few percentage points to that effect. So that's not good. That's not helping the brand. That can't be good for your numbers. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a cautionary tale of really check it and check it twice. I don't know, man. I'm curious about the details of that if there are any more. I really didn't pull much out of this in terms of like what happened to the employee outside of the fact that they are no longer with the company. But yeah, this was some news that kind of was coming down the pipe this week, and I was like, yeah, let me talk about that real quick. All right, I'm gonna take a quick water break, and then we'll cover another story. All right, this is from my not so favorite New York Post. Influencer gets max sentence for trying to PayPal 60K to murder three people, including rival and online critic. Dude. Yo, this is a crazy story to me. A Texas influencer who hawked online courses was sentenced to 10 years in prison for trying to pay a friend to murder three people, including a business rival and someone who trashed her on social media. Ashley Grayson, 35, ran a popular internet business from her home in Dallas, touting herself as a bestseller, an eight-figure business coach, course creator, and philanthropist, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Tennessee. In 2022, she contacted a friend in Memphis and asked her to fly to Dallas to discuss a business opportunity for the pal and her husband to kill three people for $2,000 or $20,000 per hit. Fox 4 News reported. The three included Grayson's ex, as well as a bitter rival who ran a similar online business in Mississippi. Now, let me pause for a second, because I'm thinking, you're a business coach. Like, what are we talking about rivalry here? Like, what? This isn't even Tony Hawk's like Pro Skater Underground shit. I don't understand. What do you mean rivalry? Like, they're not even in the same state as you. Like, you can just do your. I'm so sorry. My knee jerk reaction is to call what she's already doing a scam, because it's like, what do you mean business coach? Like, this just sounds like you should be in like a fucking green suit with like question marks all over you, like you're the goddamn Riddler or whatever he had. No, it was money signs. It was money signs like he was a goddamn Riddler. They were like the goddamn same dude. But essentially, he was just saying, hey, I can make you a bunch of fucking money. This is what she sounds like to me. But hey, I mean, she's got a chain with Big Ash on it. I mean, hell yeah, dude. And I mean, she's talking big money, trying to give you 20K, 20K per head. I think she also added a stipulation for like the first person that she wanted killed, which I think it might have been the rival. She's like, if you can do it, oh, here it is right here. The Memphis couple pretended to agree to the deal, but instead gave police a video of Grayson saying she would pay them an extra $5,000 to carry out the murder of the Mississippi woman within the week. So there you go. There's two things right there. Good. Also, very pro tip, because look, this couple that came for this little business opportunity, they were at a very GTA like crossroads here, where they could have done the thing. Like, let's say they were working for Lil Durk or some shit. If you know, you know, and you go through with it. Oh man, well now you're going to jail. In this situation, the couple said, "We're not killers. We thought we were gonna, like, you know, get some cool business opportunity, not a murderer fucking for hire." So they gave that shit to the police. And I think, yes, this is when you say, hey, it's time to, you know, roll that shit on to the cops, because we don't want to get implicated in this. We don't want to get in trouble for not saying anything. Like, this is crazy. So they turn the shit over to the cops. Let's read further. The couple later sent Grayson a video of police lights from an unrelated incident, claiming they tried to carry out the murder but got caught. They later met with Grayson and were given $10,000 for their attempt, prosecutors said, which is kind of crazy to me. It makes me think, like, is she trying to be on like some like mastermind, like, you know, boss, you know, girl shit? I don't know. Maybe this would be smart in the situation where this is a real situation and not like, oh, you're already caught. But like they didn't do what you needed them to do, and you're gonna give them 10K. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. But also, maybe you're thinking, hey, I'm technically already in pocket for them if they tried to do this, and like now they're getting jammed up for it. Maybe I gotta pay their silence. So I don't know what she's thinking here. I'm curious. I don't know why, but like, once again, that's why I'm fascinated. But that being said, let's once again. Grayson was found guilty of murder for hire and given the maximum sentence of 120 months in prison. She will not be eligible for parole because it was a federal case. So that's how that wraps up. Once again, do not do the murder for hire shit. There's more times than not, because I have to change this the way I've been saying it. More times than not, it is not going to be successful. You are not going to get your mark or your marks in this situation. It is most likely a cop, or it's going to be delineated to a cop, and you're going to go to jail. It's not going to be worth it. And let's say, okay, you are the exception to the rule. All right, looking at you potentially, Mr. Dirk. Okay, then guess what? Now they caught you, and they've connected all of this, and now you're all going to go to potential jail. You know what I mean? Or, you know, potentially, allegedly, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Especially here, going back to Grayson, these are petty things. These are petty things. Like, oh, well, it's my livelihood. It's my business. It's like, look, dude, if your business is good, then don't worry about any kind of anti-fucking word of mouth. At the end of the day, it's what? Word of mouth. Like, it's good. If you're good at what you're doing, you shouldn't have to worry about that. You know, if you're giving into these petty slights and grievances, well, like hey, like a dumbass like myself is wont to do, it's just not worth it. So take this as another lesson to just rise above that shit. Don't dwell in it. Don't stew in it. You know what I mean? Because then you think you get enough money that you can maybe make some shit happen. Or you want to be your own main character and, oh, I'm going to do something about it. No, man, there's nothing to do about anything. Just be cool, Johnny. Just be cool. Just chill out. Anyway, speaking of chilling out, let's take our last break. And let's talk about a guy who decided to take pettiness to the utmost degree. To decided to be like, hey, I'm not even. It's bigger than hip hop for me, so I'm gonna be just crazy with it. I guess I don't know. This is to me beyond the pale. I'm excited to get into this. This isn't something we normally Wooly would cover, but I mean, hey, I was talking about Kendrick and how much I fucking liked that fucking new album. Well, we were about to talk about a person who did not enjoy G and X. That's for sure. All right, from Pitchfork. Drake, in second action against Universal Music Group, claims Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is defamatory. Now, I'm dropping us right into the part two. As we get into it, I'll explain how this is not just the first, but potential of like pre legal actions that Drake has decided to embark because he didn't win. He didn't win. And like our president elect, he's like, I have to fix this. My whole life is on the line right now. And if I can't win in the booth, I gotta win in court. So let's Tootsie slide into this shit. Drake has filed a second legal petition against Universal Music Group, or UMG, this time claiming the company should have prevented the release of Kendrick Lamar's blockbuster diss track, Not Like Us, because it is defamatory. Billboard reports. Drake alleges, through lawyers, that the song damages his reputation by falsely accusing him of being a sex offender, engaging in pedophilic acts, excuse me, harboring sex offenders, and committing other criminal sexual acts. It's crazy because it's literally the song just laid out legally, and that is just weird. Sorry, I got to add in my way. Okay. The Bexar County, Texas filing also accuses UMG of funneling payments to iHeartRadio in a pay-to-play promotional scheme. So that's another thing that was also important. That's like, this is the second part that came in. The new filing follows a separate petition in New York alleging that UMG and Spotify conspired to illegally boost the track's streams using bots, undisclosed payments, and biased recommendations. Neither action constitutes a lawsuit. Instead, they are pre action filings designed to obtain information to support Drake's claims for a future lawsuit. So that's an important thing. I think in like the quick feed social media summary of this, you might not hear that part, and that's a key thing. But at the same time, it feels very synonymous with it, and it doesn't really matter. It stinks of like, oh man, this guy has decided to do the old American lawsuit to try to get his recompense, and it's like, bro, what are you talking? And then when I was reading this through Uprocks, like it's got to be some kind of ironic joke, right? Where he literally mentions that this is Rico. Like he's trying to use racketeering to allege that UMG and Spotify and Kendrick Lamar are like all in this collusion together. And it's like, brother, you made a song about this with Meek Mill, dude. Like, are you serious? Are you insane right now? Like, you were playing pretend on that rap song, and now you're trying to say that like Kendrick Lamar is actually doing Rico against you? It made my head spin. It's like, this has to be a joke. 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 And you just keep looking at it. And it's like, no, this is the real thing. This is a thing that is taking place in court, potentially. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is how we choose to move through this. In response to the first filing, a Universal Music Group spokesperson denied Drake's claims, writing, "The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that the fans chose the music they want to hear," which I'm one to agree with. And I'm also, even if I want to put my speculation hat on and entertain what Drake is saying here, or like what his legal people are saying here. It's like, well, brother, you guys are tied to the same tree here with UMG, and I don't like that I use that comparison, but you guys are running through the same stream. Let's say that. So it's like at the end of the day, you both run your music through UMG to be distributed or whatever. Like so, UMG is a part of both of y'all. Like you have OVO, and then I guess Lamar is signed with PG Lang. But it's like and then he also puts his music through. Oh, well, actually, we just read both. Drake licenses music through UMG Republic for marketing and distribution, while Lamar does the same with UMG's Interscope. Now Drake's alleging that like Kendrick or via UMG maybe they wanted to just be the most advantageous because they saw they felt where the motion was moving, and they said we're going to promote this no matter what, we don't care, and we're going to use bots and we're going to flood the zone with Not Like Us. That's the song, that's the banger, we're going to make sure that that's going all summer. And it's like, okay, if that's the same case, then like this same logic could be used against you. And then, okay, you want to say that what Kendrick Lamar and Not Like Us said was defamatory. You said defamatory things following that. Like, oh, this guy beats his wife. like that's a crazy thing to just pop off and say about somebody in a rap song. So this is a double-edged sword he's trying to wield here legally, and it's not going to work, I feel. I don't think this is going to lead to any success without implicating himself. Like, I feel like he's leaving himself open to a countersuit. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just on my Judge Judy bullshit right now. I don't know, but regardless, I couldn't not cover this when I heard the story. So I was like, yeah, dude, that's crazy. You're so crazy for this. I don't know. And maybe there's going to be more coming down the pipe. I didn't expect there to be a part 2 to this. And then I was like, once again, just kind of, trawling around the internet. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's an update to this story. So I figured, yeah, we go ahead and talk about the second action while we were about to talk about the first one. So yeah, I mean, that's really where I want to leave it. Let's see. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Let's see here. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Please subscribe to YouTube. Really helps out a lot there. Leave a like, leave a comment. Nice comment, cool comment, something like that. You know what I mean? And sharing is caring. It can be fun. Hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.